All right, factoring trinomials with two variables. Super excited. I know you are too, because it's so much different than anything we have ever done. And that was sarcasm. So this is exactly the same as everything that we have been doing. The only difference is you have an x and a y. So these two multiplied together have to be x squared, and these two multiplied together have to be negative 28, y squared. But the process is the same. We would take the 28, figure out the factors, 1, 28, 2, 14, 4, and 7, and that's it, I think. And we would put those numbers, the 4 and the 7, here, just like we would have before. The only difference is it has to be 28y squared. So I'm going to put the two y's there. So now, just to show you the box, I'm not going to do this every time, but to do this, this is x squared, this is 7xy, so that's where the xy comes from. This is 4xy, and then this is 28y squared. So it needs to be a negative 28, so one of either the 7, so either the 7 or the 4 have to be negative. Which one? Well, when we add them together, you have to get a negative 3, so you know it's got to be this one's negative, so this one's negative. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So the process is exactly the same, but the second term here in each binomial has a y on it because of that y squared. So I'm just going to do a couple more here. Why don't you try them on your own first? Okay, so this is just basically reviewing factoring. So two sets of parentheses. We need a 2u, so 2u and a u. We need a 3v. So I'm just going to randomly put 3 here and v there. Remember, the only way I can get 3 when I multiply is 3 times 3. I mean 3 times 1, so there we go. So we'll do the outside ones, and that's 2uv. The inside ones are 3uv. So if I add these together, I need to get a negative 5uv. So the only way I can do this is if they're both negative. So this one has to be negative, and that one needs to be negative. Just a final check. Always make sure in the end that this one, negative 3v, and negative v multiply together to give you a positive v squared, and they do, so there's your answer. And then finally, the last one. Okay, always check for a GCF first. I see a 4 GCF. So I'm left with x squared, 2x squared, minus 5xy plus 2y squared. And then I just have to factor. Remember, keep that that 4 there. And I'm going to get 2x and an x. And I'm not going to put the 2 here, because that would have meant that there would have been a GCF in this spot, and there's no GCF here, so the 2 is definitely going to go here. And then this is just a y, so the outside multiplied together, the first 2 multiplied together is 2x squared, the last 2 multiplied together is 2y squared. Let's do the outside, 4xy. Let's do the inside. I'll write it here, 1xy. The only way we can get a negative 5 when we add them is if they're both negative. So, can I erase? It won't let me erase. So this is a negative. Let's change the color. This is definitely a negative, and this is definitely a negative, because this one goes there and that one goes there. All done. Have a good weekend.